Morning. Today we're going to go back to 2006, and this is a film called Electric Apricot, Quest for Festeroo. Now this is a mockumentary of a band. Well, it's probably best described as a mockumentary of a mockumentary. That's how mocku it really is, unless I'm missing out one level of mocku. The central subject of this film is about a band, Electric Apricot, which appears to be one of the most disorganised and hopeless bands imaginable. Now, the band is in the hippie style of what the film refers to as a jam band, which I learn is an actual real thing. A jam band is apparently a band in the style of the Grateful Dead, which is an American hippie band from the 1960s and 70s. A jam band seems to be mostly improvisation, although I can't really tell if one of those bands is improvising or just tuning up. Now, the film is in the style of a filmmaker following a band around to document their events and accomplishments, and, well, you know, along their way, it's supposed to be in the style of this is Spinal Tap, but I think it steps one layer further into Metaland and becomes a spoof in the style of This Is Spinal Tap type of spoof, because I think it seems aware that Spinal Tap already exists all the way through. Now, it isn't, in my opinion, a particularly good film, but every now and again I had to think that, well, this is how it's supposed to come across. I kept thinking, well, this is really bad, and then I thought, that's probably supposed to be bad. The band aspires to perform, by the end of the film, at a rock festival called Festeroo. And this is the subject of the mockumentary, how they get to achieve that aim. It starts with a section featuring the band in a recording studio with the intention of recording their first album as a band. The band, or at least the drummer, spends the first few days miking up the drums, purely to get a certain drum sound, and so far nothing has been recorded at all, just hitting drums. The sound engineer seems completely inadequately trained, which contrasts with his young assistant, who is a music school graduate, full of expertise as to how to set things up, how to mic drums properly, everything involved in recording music, except that he's too subservient and meek and constantly gives way to what he regards as the higher authority of the band and the older engineer, so nobody gets the benefit of the young assistant's greater knowledge and skill. Overall, the total ineptitude and immature approach of the band in each of the various band members' diverse ways gets a bit tedious and predictable. But just as one wants to give up and watch something more interesting, like, for example, a kettle boiling, the film takes a turn to pull you back in by making you cringe at something embarrassing yet again. Now, unlike Spinal Tap, there's no really dynamically dramatic action. It's all fairly tame but stupid, mostly stupid. Now, it's not beyond belief, and you can imagine a lot of bands were exactly as ridiculous as this, and that is exactly why they never saw the light of day. I think for a mockumentary of this imprint to be better than this, it has to feature some kind of latent hope that is constantly being, or continually being snatched away. And here we simply see a bunch of deluded and out-of-touch hippies bumble their way into and out of situations. If you're after the kind of experience provided by chasing candidates for the worst film ever, I suppose this qualifies, although is it a bad film, or is it a good film portraying a bad film, or a good film portraying a good film about a bad subject? I don't really care. It could have been a lot better, but it wasn't a total waste of time. Do I recommend it? No! In many ways, it's about the scale of an episode of Alan Partridge in terms of embarrassment and cringe. It doesn't go far enough in any particular direction, and I think it could have. It keeps everything small and could have gone further. And bearing in mind that I used to be quite a big fan of The Residents band, so I'm quite used to things that aren't very good that do have a stroke of genius in there, but I don't think this... Well, yes, maybe it does. Maybe. I don't know. You decide. Electric Apricot, Quest for Festeroo, 2006, or it could be 2008. Could even be 2013. I don't know. Don't care. Thank you very much. Goodbye, everyone.